So, this is part 3 for Hair of the Dogs questions, comment, or whatever. So, as I was explaining, my heart was pounding. You could feel the hair on the back of your neck stick up. I didn't have very much hair because we were all bald. But you know what I'm talking about. I was like, wow. So I started throwing the brass off of the top of the turret as we were rolling. And as I looked, I was telling my crew, I said, that was pretty crazy, man. They said, has anybody hit? And I said, nah, not that I know of. And then the driver says, hey, bro, check it out. The truck in front of us, the water truck, is leaking. So as I looked over the front of the vehicle as we're rolling, you can see water, leaving a stream of water all in the back of the truck. So when we rolled into Camp Cedar. This is not our mission to Baghdad or anything. Back into Camp Cedar, we pulled into the lot where all the whites turned and started lining up, and all the gun trucks were coming in. We was going over to where we park at, where we normally park. I got some pictures somewhere of that parking area. I got to look for it. Anyway, and I got out. And I was like, man, that was just crazy. And I went over we went over. Damn, I wish I would have taken a picture of this. But I was trying to dig for my camera that was inside my rucksack. I was looking for my camera, and I realized, dumbass me, forgot to put and I was using the throwaway cameras. I didn't have a digital camera at that time. So I forgot to pack that one. I had like an 8-pack of throwaway cameras. I was like, damn, I forgot to bring it because I wanted to take a picture of the water tanker. We had a guy that took a picture of it, but he was supposed to give me a copy. Never did it. And you can actually see bullet holes. I mean, even those bullets from 100 yards out, those shitty AK rounds, actually hit that damn truck. That's some pretty damn good shooting for a shitty AK-47. Unless it was an AK. Unless it was like one of those AKMs or whatever. So, reported in. And basically, was anybody hurt? No. Was anybody hit? No. I went and looked at the gun truck. And I saw scuffing, but that's just scuffs. Because on the road, you throw up rocks and everything like that. So I said, So I cleaned off all the brass. And we didn't even report the shootings. He says, as long as nobody was hurt, we're not even going to bother. I said, shit, we can put in our CIBs and our combat action badges. He says, don't even bother. Why? We engaged the enemy enemy engaged us. It's not worth the time. And I have to explain to everybody that our guard unit was very stingy on combat action badges and CIBs. Apparently, the company that we took over for, they blanketed to everybody. So the 640th Sustainment that supported us for the 18th Airborne Corps just got tired of writing 200 to 300 CIBs and just blanketed them. So our battalion commander says, the only way you can get one if anybody gets hit or a vehicle gets blown up. So we didn't give out too many CIBs or combat action badges. It was just. Sometimes I was wondering how some of the friggin' officers got them if they don't even go on convoy duty. Anyway, that's all political. We're talking about what was going on. Anyway, so we did a mission. We came back on mission. I went back to doing my regular duties in Kuwait. Another one of our vehicles got hit, and we had to go out and pick it up and bring it back. And this thing had a fucking big ass hole in it. EFP went right through the side. So anyway, we went to camp. When we went back to Kabari after that mission, and I went and talked to some of the Massachusetts guys. 2 guys from the 82nd Airborne was there because they were doing. They would patrol the MSR up to a certain few miles and turn around and come back. The Massachusetts Guard. And the action that we had was roughly a day later, was actually a day after. And we reported to these guys, and some guys from the 82nd found went into that area and they drove their vehicles around. And we gave a pretty much close coordinates using the Blue Tracker. And it's equipped in every Humvee and every ASB. Approximate area where the ambush took place. And they said to me that they found a lot of blood around that area, because these guys, they patrol pretty damn well. And people has a tendency to sneak in at night or whatever, because, it's a whole big area. And we described the series of berms going into that corner, and they knew exactly where to look because we just described it. And there was like an old wrecked truck that was out there that's been scavenged, so you can't put in, they've already checked it out for IEDs or whatever. And they said they found a lot of friggin' blood. There was a lot of blood there. The berms, they said it was chewed up real bad. It was hit by a heavy weapon. And, they said there's a lot of friggin' blood. A lot of blood. And they described as chunks of meat here and there. So I'm assuming, not 100% on video here, not 100%, but from what those guys told me after I talked to them, and then roughly a month later when I saw them again, because some of those guys are stationed at Kobari, that, they said, he says, there's a damn good chance that I might have hit one or both of those guys. This is good chance. And then they drugged them away and took the weapons, but they found spent shell cases, AK shell cases. So I went, geez, wow. So, talking about dying, I only fired my weapon one more time while I was in Iraq, and we were ambushed again. And they fired. They didn't hit any of the vehicles. I fired mainly 15 rounds of my 50 cal, just boop, 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 and we just kept going. Two of the other gun trucks fired some rounds at this old jacked up old building or something, and just boop, 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 and then we're like dut, 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 and just kept going. Reported it, but nothing came of it because nobody was hit. And that's the only two times I've ever fired my weapon while I was in Iraq. So this answer, yes, I did see more people get killed. I saw civilian on civilian violence. In Baghdad, saw a bus full of Iraqi workers get hit by a B-bed and blew them up. It was pretty horrific. I mean, I saw bodies everywhere. It was bad. I witnessed a Iraqi Humvee get hit by a V-bed and blew up. Drove right past this car, this abandoned car, as we was going this way. We was going into a turn. And there's a bridge that goes this way with an overpass, and then there's another split off road as you go under the bridge. These guys drive right on the bridge, and boom! All you saw is a bang. You see the vehicle just flip over, boom, just as we made our turn. And you can hear, and your ears, even with these things on, you can hear a boom, boom. So that was pretty freaking crazy. We got mortared on while I was in Baghdad, and some people got hit, but I didn't see them. But I saw the mortars. I see like 2 or 3 of the mortars was hitting the road. Bah, bah, bah. We were at TQ, and someone dropped some mortars there, but not on our fob. They dropped them outside the airfield. Just boom, 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 boom. And, civilian violence. Some guy A couple guys came out with assault rifles and started shooting at the civilians. So they killed like 3 or 4 people. It's just like, it was crazy. The Iraqi police, showed up about like 2 or 3 minutes later. And we were just sitting in our vehicles ready to turn and move out with our whites and go back on the road from Baghdad and go all the way back to Kuwait. So that was pretty crazy. They're just ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta-ta. And we're like, what the hell's going on? We go and turn our our guns around. This time I was not in the turret. I was actually the truck commander of the ASV of these things. So I was just sitting there, and just boom, 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 boom. We're like, and I look out the the little window there. You see how small these windows are. I look out and go, what the hell? And the guy in the turret was like, he had those remote control turrets, and he says, "Oh, check that shit out, man." And I was like, "What the hell's going on?" He says, "Look over there." To our, I think it was like our 2 o'clock, roughly about 150 feet away, and these 2 guys came out and started shooting at these people. And the Iraqi police came up, and I saw one guy go down, one Iraqi go down. He just I was like, oh shit. So naturally, we are not to get involved with the Iraqi police or the politics or whatever. So that goes to the extent of my experience with death and dying at that time. And in the last few years, after come back to civilian world, had one friend die from diabetes. I never went to the funeral. I just don't dig funerals. And a friend of mine, his girlfriend, she died of complications of liver and kidney disease, and I didn't go to any funerals. So, that pretty much answers your questions about death and dying. I could get more into personal details about my own life and some of the stuff I had to deal with as a civilian. It comes to dying. But, my message to you, hair of the dog, is live your life when you can. Live it. Be healthy. Be good to everybody. Be good to each other. Stay out of trouble. Don't do stupid shit. And live. That is my message to you, and this goes out to all the other YouTubers who wants to watch this video. And again, this is Jeff the Pharaoh, who is not a war hero, and take it easy, and see you in the funny papers. Hua.